One of the sites here in Manila that really gets overlooked is the Manila American Cemetery and Memorial, which is about 20 minutes outside of Ninoy Aquino International Airport. It's definitely worth your time to make the drive over from the airport, whether you've got a little bit of a stopover for a connecting flight to another country, or you're physically coming here to visit one of the many islands here in the Philippines. It's definitely worth your time to come on over and take a look at this. And if you're doing any research to try to identify exactly where the cemetery memorial is located, pull up Google Maps and look in the Fort Bonifacio area here in the Philippines, and you'll notice as you zoom in, you'll see what looks like a bunch of concentric rings and almost a flagpole in the center of it. And what that is the layout of the map of the 152-acre memorial cemetery.
Dedicated in 1960, this beautiful monument and tribute to servicemen who offered their lives in pursuit of freedom for all of us. Out here we have 16,000 Stars of David as well as crosses of service members and a few ladies as well, whose bodies were identified and their remains are here. Now you may wonder, why are their remains here and not sent back to the States? Well, when the bodies were identified and the remains collected up, the families were offered the opportunity to have their remains shipped back to the States and interred in a U.S. cemetery, U.S. military cemetery, if they wanted. But instead, the families decided to let these individuals stay here in the Philippines with their shipmates and with their battle buddies in their final resting place. What you find here are the walls of the missing, here on the Manila American Cemetery and Memorial grounds. And if you look around, you'll see the names of individuals who have given their lives in the pursuit of freedom. Mentioned here are the names of American and their Filipino comrades who fought valiantly in the Pacific and in New Guinea to basically save the world. All of these individuals, some 36,000 service members, again, both American and Filipino, their bodies haven't been recovered. So, as we just said, walls of the missing here are 36,000 individual names from their respective states and their respective services, who are names here etched here for life. And if you look up here towards the top, you'll see a little rosette up there, basically a little black dot next to the name. In this case, it's Walter Charbonneau. So every year, new remains are being discovered here in the Philippines. And the POW-MIA team from Hawaii, from Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, come out here once a year. And what they do is line up these remains with military and DNA records that they can obtain from the families to match the bones and try to identify these individuals. So when someone is discovered, they'll put the Rosetta next to their name. So now they actually have the remains of those individuals. And as we walk down these corridors, just in awe of 36,286 names of unaccounted for service members. You have to just try to process the notion of how violent and how chaotic World War II was. That many individuals still to this day remain unaccounted for. Another striking feature that you'll notice when you make your way up the center of the cemetery memorial is a chapel. Now, remembering for a minute that the Philippines is predominantly a Catholic country, that they have this awe-inspiring chapel here. Dedicated to the servicemen and women who've lost their lives in the Pacific. And for my wife's family's namesake, all the Santoses, one of which I have no doubt is one of her relatives, again, whose remains were never recovered. Thank you for your service.